a lot is happening in the agri sector. And I can assure you that in the next 2 to 3 years, with all that has been initiated under the leadership of Mr. President, we should be moving from food sufficiency to sovereignty. The issue of the dairy particularly is an untapped area. I can tell you, we are presently rebuilding the abattoir in Plateau State, for example, which has a capacity to slaughter 500 cows a day, which is targeted at export. But we don't have the cows. We don't have the cattle. So we need to develop a lot of feedlots. And in that process, we're expanding the value chain around the dairy production. It has the potential to lift families from poverty. You can imagine if a family can be able to extract milk, 20, 40 liters in a day, what it means for the economy of that family. The process is on. Let me just say it without going into details, that agricultural revival in Nigeria is work in progress. Key into it, and you will not regret.
The president brought about 2,000 tractors to Nigeria, and that is what I think you have to understand. And these tractors are going to be given to farmers, both the big farmers and smallholder farmers across the 36 states of Nigeria. So when you're talking about mechanization, we are right there ahead of any country in Africa as we are speaking now, under the able leadership of our leader, our president, our mentor. At the state level, I think someone has talked about the issue of some particular crops. And I can tell you, in the last 2 years, Mr. President have made a lot of intervention by all the state governors in Nigeria in terms of ensuring that he gave us fertilizer, he gave us a lot of resources, particularly to invest in agriculture. That has made many states. Talking about Kaduna, we have enhanced our development in terms of the production in the area of maize, sorghum, soybean, and ginger, which I can say we're doing extremely well because of the intervention by Mr. President to all the state governors in Nigeria. So you're welcome to come to Nigeria and partner and invest in that very area. The livestock that someone has just mentioned here, I can say that in Kaduna, we are partnering with Allah. Allah is one of the leading dairy company in the whole world, based in Denmark. But when we came in here in the last 2 days, we realized that we have many things in common with Brazil and Denmark because of the nature and many things we share in common. And that's the reason why we have partnered with a lot of other investors here in Brazil that are willing and ready to come. And most of these animals are talking about, we're about to export, from Brazil, almost 800 cows from Brazil to Kaduna State. That is what we've been doing now, as we are speaking. Because in the last 1 year, we've been taken to Allah, and we realized that bringing those cows from Denmark to Kaduna, there are many conditions that cannot be able for them to withstand. We have to have an air condition, we have to have many things there. And we're looking at even the cows that give us more milk, and we realize that we can get them here in Brazil. So we're working toward bringing to Kaduna 800 cows, courtesy of the effort and support by Mr. President to subnational. Thank you very much.
But let me say that all these things have happened because of one single factor, Excellency. Throughout the history of any organized society, the power to change the course of mankind has always been vested in the leaders. And that is what we are seeing here today. In just 2 years, everything has happened in Nigeria, from the major reforms that the president has instituted, removal of subsidy, unification of the foreign exchange, and all the other reforms. And only yesterday, Mr. President, listening to President Lula, he said something about the reformation of their tax system here. This is something that I know took a long struggle to do in Nigeria. But Mr. President was insisting because he knew the direction that he was going. He insisted, and today we have a tax regime that will help all the reform program of Mr. President in our country. Our children that are unable to go to school on account of the fact that either their parents or their guardians are unable to pay for their school fees is no longer the case. As we speak, over 90 billion naira has already been committed to that. Students are no longer going out of school simply on account of the inability of their parents or guardians not to pay for their school fees or for their upkeep. I think this is very, very important. This from north to south, from east to west, nobody, you don't need to know anyone. Just as Governor Obasanjo has said, you don't need to know anyone to get anything from the central bank. You don't need to know anyone to enroll in school. Once you are able to go to school, you'll be able to go to school today. This is unprecedented. It has never happened in the history of our country. And all the reforms that is president, he talked about livestock. This is a potentially over 30 trillion naira economy. My brothers and sisters from the northern part of the country, before now, the livestock ministry was just a unit under the Ministry of Agriculture. Today, Mr. President has brought that to life. And what we are seeing here in Brazil, because the model that the president is also taking from Brazil here in livestock, in piggery, in other sectors concerning related to that, is aimed at transforming the kind of economy that we all desire to have. Mr. President, what we have done in just 2 years is unprecedented. Sometimes when we go out to read out all these programs and policies of government, and this is happening just at the midterm of the first mandate that you have in 2 years. Just imagine what is going to happen. Only yesterday, we had the BASA, the Bilateral Air Services Agreement, linking this part of the world, Brazil and Nigeria. And Mr. President said something that if it was possible to swim from here across the Atlantic to reach there. So when I heard my sister, Ngbeke, talking about the regatta that is coming up around October this year, and I said, well, we are going to do that beforehand, because tonight we are flying Air Peace to Nigeria in 7 hours. So we're not even waiting for that regatta to happen. Same thing with the cargo. Your Excellency, this is not a night for speeches. I know that if we have the time from now till morning, we'll be reeling out all the reforms that Mr. President has done. But what I want to tell you is that Nigeria has changed. It is what the Nigeria of yesteryears. This is it. You have a destination. Everyone. Nigeria is now a darling of everyone. Everyone wants to come to Nigeria. And I'm happy that our brothers and sisters in Brazil are not being left behind. They are gearing up to join this. In any case, we've had 350 years of slavery. We are now changing that. Like President Lula said yesterday, it's not just for economy. It's not just for financial re-engineering. It is also a connection of history, of culture, of tradition, and of common heritage and humanity that all of us crave to have. Thank you, Your Excellency, for giving me this opportunity.
It is a big privilege that we are here to see our brothers and sisters in the spirit of brotherliness, in a spirit of cooperation. It is truly a day that we will remember forever in our lives. I just want to let you know that on behalf of the National Assembly, that we represent here with my brother, the Deputy Senate President, we are very, very elated to have you. And the Brazilian-Nigerian friendship, which Mr. President has in no small way strengthened within the last 2 years, is going to be something that the world over will be very proud of. The few accomplishments that we have reached within these visits and the ones that we have been able to accomplish last year are milestones that generations and generations of Nigeria and Brazilians will be proud of. We believe it is the time that Nigeria and Brazil should write their names in gold, and we have started with these initiatives. Wish you all the best, and we look forward to more friendship, more cooperation, more support for each other in the coming months and years to come. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
honor for me. My name is Chika Emmanuel, and I'm the president of the Nigerians in Diaspora Organization Americas, Brazil. I have found reasons, Your Excellency, to be here to, first of all, thank you and your team for the incredible job you're doing for us, sir. I've never denied the fact that we do have challenges back home. Yes, we know, but we have stopped complaining and we have chosen to work. What we're saying, sir, is that here through the diaspora, we would like to be a channel to this national development, sir. In that regard, we have started, we actually been doing that for quite some time now in the area of agriculture, infrastructure, and of course looking for foreign direct investment back home. To be able to do that, I've also recognized, Your Excellency, sir, that human resources in terms of education is what we strongly need to be able to prepare the younger ones for tomorrow so that they can return home and participate. What I have done, Your Excellency, is that in the past 1.5 years since after my election, we had 3 PhD students at that time. And right now, in 1.5 years, we have 296 here in Brazil, and all on scholarships, sir. And this is only possible because your team, with all the relationship being built with Brazil, is able to do that. We would like, I know I have a very short time, to once again thank you, Your Excellency. Now that we're building this relationship with Brazil in different phases, we plead, Your Excellency, that wherever we need it to be a channel between you and Brazil, we are ready to do that. I thank all of you for coming from Nigeria. This is my voice, and that's the voice of the diaspora. God bless you, sir.
We are happy to have this administration, a transformative leader that God has blessed us with, and we hope His Excellency will take us to the promised land. The 1 trillion economy, we don't want it to take up to 2030. The way we are seeing things, we think it will not even get to 2030 before we achieve this 1 trillion economy.
Ajo de Babile, eka sofowoko, kosimofokon, be kemi be, Oduduwa, be kemi be, Oduduwa, Ashe.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Okay.